Yep.
Those are the guys that they want to be and girls that they want to be associated with. It's no
Way
coincidence.
to be politically correct there.
I try my best.
So the question is why do more agents, and we got the low information agent, we know that who they are. These are the people who get into real estate. They want, the hopes and dreams. So Teal has a good point about this. He was asked the question, why do so many investors spray and pray instead of focusing on just 5 to 7 companies in each fund, like you do at Founders Fund? And do you have any rules you follow or tips for those who want to invest in early stage ventures more intelligently? And so he answers the question. I think people would say that spray and pray because some kind of portfolio theory, some kind of a diversification theory. And if that's true, that might work. I don't actually believe that's true. I think the real reason people spray and pray in their investing is because they're lacking any conviction. And perhaps they're too lazy to really spend the time to try to figure out what companies are ultimately going to work. Now, the same thing could be said about your marketing strategies, about positioning strategies. And here we have agents, founders of their own company, just like Peter Thiel. They're going to invest in something. Why do more not take the time to figure out which strategies are ultimately going to work? And so Peter, he jumps back in. I think it's terrible to treat founders of companies as lottery tickets. And you think about how agents, a lot of them treat their business. He goes on to say, I also think it's really bad as an investor. I also think it's really bad as a business owner. Once you say there is a small probability of a big payoff, small number times big number normally equals a small number. And so once you're thinking in terms of lottery tickets, you've already psyched yourself into writing checks without thinking and therefore losing money. And so I think the anti-lottery ticket approach is to try to be concentrated because that forces you to have high levels of conviction. Now, I'm hearing him say this. This is a guy, how he articulates his idea, you can tell he's on an entirely different level of thinking. And you ask yourself, he's a billionaire, how did he get to this different level? And so he was asked another question, and as I was listening to this, there's insight. You studied philosophy as an undergraduate. What does philosophy have to do with business? And how has philosophy helped in your investing and in your career today? Here's where he picks up. I'm not sure how much the formal study of philosophy matters, but I think the fundamental philosophical question is one that is important for all of us. It always is this question of what do people agree with merely by convention? And what is the truth? And this is always the fundamental distinction in society. There's a consensus of things that people believe to be true, and maybe those conventions are right, and maybe they're not. And we never want to let convention be a shortcut to truth. We always need to ask, is this true?